The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Tennyson. Let's recite the poem. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. They asked not to make reply, they asked not to reason why, they asked but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them volleyed and thundered. Stormed with shot and shell, boldly they rode and well. Into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. Let's move on to the important things in stanza 1. Some of the keywords are half a league. This refers to the distance traveled. It's an old unit of measurement. The repetition used also shows the march or movement of the soldiers. Next, Valley of Death. This refers to the battlefield or the war zone. Number 3, Rode the 600. This indicates two things. Firstly, showing that the soldiers were on horseback. Another should show the number of soldiers is about 600 people. Forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said. These two lines refers to the order or command given to the Light Brigade. The he here is referring to the commander himself. Important things in stanza 2. Was there a man dismayed? This is probably a rhetoric by the poet asking whether anyone was afraid. The word dismayed here means discouraged or afraid. Not though the soldier knew and someone had blundered. The soldier weren't afraid even when they knew someone, aka the commander, had made a mistake. The word blundered, the word here means a foolish or silly mistake. They asked not to make reply, they asked not to reason why, they asked but to do and die. This indicates the soldiers' loyalty and obedience. Their duty wasn't to respond to a question but instead to just carry out the given command. Important things in stanza 3. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them, indicating the soldiers are surrounded by their enemies. Number 2, volleyed and thundered, depicting the movement of the cannonballs and bullets as well as the loud sounds of the cannons. The poet uses imagery here. Stormed with shot and shell, raining bullets, cannons and cannonballs, as well as their casings or shells. Boldly they rode and well, implying the soldiers' bravery in continuing their assault. Into the jaws of death, into a near-death or deathly experience, referring to the war. Into the mouth of hell, relating to battle, to a hellish or hell itself, a kind of experience. So what are the central idea in the poem? Well, the theme, the first one, the destruction of war. The moral value from this theme, we should understand that war is never a solution. Number 2, the fallibility of leaders. We must realize that even leaders can make mistakes. They are not God. Number 3, blind obedience. While being obedient is good, we mustn't be afraid to speak up when a mistake has been made. Number 4, death is terrifying. We must understand that war doesn't bring glamour or fame, but it brings death and suffering instead. Number 5, bravery in protecting or serving one's country, the idea of patriotism. We should be brave and patriotic when fighting for our country. Here are some commonly asked HOTS questions for the poem. Firstly, suggest ways to protect your country. Some suggested answers: be united, as a strong nation is where all its inhabitants are united. Be wary and not too trusting of outside influence. Next question: one of the consequences of war is the loss of lives, state others. Well, some of the answers are losing our jobs, losing our shelter, losing our properties, losing our body parts or limbs, or any other that doesn't refer to losing lives are suitable answers. Number 3, how should we reward the soldiers who had fought for our country? We can provide them with free health benefits even after their service ends, or provide them a place to live in, or maybe provide them medals, titles, and even money. Number 4. If you were one of the soldiers, would you have followed the given orders? Why or why not? Well, if you answer yes, as it is my duty as a soldier to obey my commander. Or you can answer no, as I think my life is more valuable than following an illogical command. Number 5 is a bit similar. Do you think the sacrifice of the soldiers was worth it? Why? Oh yes, as it was their duty to fight for their country although they knew it was a losing battle. Or you can say no, as I think they should value their lives more instead of blindly following a blunder. So what can you focus for each stanza and the common questions from a few years back? Or trial questions maybe. Well, the first stanza, you can focus on the number of soldiers, the person he is referring to here, which is the commander, and what is the value of death. For stanza 2, you can focus on the word blunder itself, as there are 2 questions that can be asked from here. Who made the blunder and what is the blunder? Another thing you can focus is the adjectives to be used for the soldiers because of their obedience and bravery. The last stanza that we learned, you can focus on the soldiers being surrounded, the first 3 lines, as well as probably the feelings of the soldiers and what they might feel when they are into the mouth of hell, into the jaws of death.